Hey TPT sellers, now is the perfect time to take a step back from our TPT stores and think about what we're doing, right? Are we on that TPT hamster wheel just cranking out products that aren't selling? Maybe. This is a chart of all of the products in my store, and you can see over here, this is income up here, and on the bottom you can see how many products I've made. And you can see on my store that actually very few products create the bulk of my TPT earnings. And most of the products I make, in fact, generate no revenue at all. So in this episode, I'm going to walk you through how to create this chart in Google Sheets. And I'm going to tell you where you can download this for free at the end of the episode. Check this out. My name is Mike Fichigami. I am the host of the SEO Tpreneur channel. This is a place where we try to level up our TPT game by taking strategies, applying effort strategically, optimizing what we do by paying attention to the data, and tinkering with new ideas every now and then. And there's nothing wrong with tinkering with new products. I get distracted by shiny objects all the time. But the reality is there is probably only a handful of products that create the bulk of your wealth on your TPT store. And I bet if we focus on the things that are proven to work in our store, we can probably generate more income. There's nothing wrong with tinkering with new product ideas, but we have to recognize that we can either work on products that are known to sell, or we can tinker around with new product ideas like, hey, I really want to try this idea out. There's nothing wrong with that, but understand that this is an undeveloped product and we have to figure out a viable product for that first, and then we need to figure out how to scale that. Whereas these products that already sell, if we focus on those, we can maybe optimize how we create them or optimize how we market them, and maybe that can generate more sales than tinkering with a new product line. Oh, before I forget, if we go to your Data Playbook, they have a screenshot of their 80/20 tool, and you can see probably this is an example of one of their stores, maybe one of the owners. And you can see here, in their case, they have a couple of products that do well, and then it tapers off, but even their lowest products are still generating sales. That's not my experience, but that might be your experience. And so basically what I'm going to walk us through is a free way to generate this sort of information so that we can start thinking strategically about what we are doing. If there's something new in this video that you didn't know, can you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? If you've already hit subscribe, can you go ahead and hit that like? If you've already liked, can you go ahead and leave a comment? If you've already left a comment, can you go ahead and share this video with some of your other TPT friends? If you've already done that, you're one of the true SEO Tpreneurs. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. So the 80/20 principle is this idea that 80% of your results are generated by 20% of your work, or that 80% of your work only generate 20% of your income. And there's lots about that, lots of videos about that. What I'm going to focus on is our TPT store, and it might not be 80/20. Like in my case, 90% of my income is generated by 10% of my products. So here's how we get the data. I'm going to go to the dashboard, and the dashboard, TPT dashboard, is great because if I click on all time and then I click on my entire store, the for section here, I can see the products. TPT will already tell me, I know my reading bundle is my bestseller, followed by my growth mindset. I can see that in here in the TPT dashboard, but it doesn't give me a sense of scale in terms of how few my products actually generate most of my wealth. So that's what we're trying to unlock here. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go to manage your store, my product statistics. I'm going to click download to Excel. I'm going to save this. I've already saved it here. I've done a practice run. So I'll save it as my product statistics. Yes, I do. Okay, so it's saved to my computer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google Drive. Hello. Let's go to drive.google. Okay, so I'll go to Google Drive, move that over here. And I will create a new Google Sheet. Here we go. So in this Google Sheet right here at the top, I'm going to go File, Import, Upload, and I'm going to click and drag my file, my CSV file from TPT. Hello, there we go. It's thinking. And I'm going to set it to replace data at the selected cell at the top. And I'm doing this now because you're going to need this skill later on with the free Google Sheet. So I'm going to now import the data. And then boom, I have all of my sales data here. All right. I have uploaded my TPT product stats into a Google Sheet. And now we're going to create a pivot table to manipulate the data to make it look pretty for us. So all I'm going to do is I click in the table here. I go Control A to select the whole thing. I'm going to click on Insert Pivot Table, leave it as default, which will be in a new sheet. Click on Create. Here's my pivot table. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag out the hashtag, the number sign, which is the count of TPT, like the number of products you make. It keeps counts of the first product, second product, third product. That's this number sign. And then underneath that, I'm going to click and drag name. And I'm going to turn off the totals here so that it's a little bit tidier there. All right, now I'm going to scroll down here to the values, and I'm going to find my TPT earnings and drag it out to the values. And I'm going to go back up here to the rows, the numbers. I'm going to sort it not by the number, but the sum of earnings. And then I'm going to change the order so it's descending. So now, if I just click in the middle here between B and C, I can stretch things out a little bit. So let's make this a little prettier. Here we go. That's probably enough here. So I can see right away that my reading comprehension strategies bundle is my top earner, followed closely by my growth mindset mega bundle. All right, I want to figure out the percentage of how much this is of total sales. So I'm going to scroll down here again to earnings. I'm going to scroll down here to values. I'm going to drag earnings out again, put it at the bottom here. And this time it shows up again, but instead of showing as default, I'm going to change that to a percentage of the column. So now I can say something like my reading bundle accounts for 23% of my income. Okay, not bad. What I need to do is I need to tidy up some things here. So I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to have a running total. Running total. All right, so in my running total, I'm going to hit, I just hit enter and it goes down to the next cell. I'm going to put a formula, so equal signs, and then I'm just going to left key that to the previous one there. So it's going to suggest something. I don't want this autofill. I'm just going to hit escape. All right, and in my next bar, a running total is basically what it was previously plus the current value. So I'm going to go equal signs. Oh, hey, it's auto-suggesting for it, but it might not auto-suggest for you. So I'm going to go up to the first cell plus to the left cell, and I'm going to hit enter. So now I can see that my first product accounts for 23.41% of sales, and my first two products accounts for 46.52% of sales. All right, so I'm going to copy the formula, Control C, in this bottom one here. I'm going to scroll all the way down. I'm holding Shift and down, by the way. All right, down to the bottom. Here we go. I'm going to go Control V, paste it in here, and then I'm just going to delete the last few. All right. Go back up to the top here. So there's my running total. I also want to know how many products this is counting for. So on the on column A here, I'm just going to go right click, insert column on the left. I'm going to add a new title here called count. So we're going to say this is the first product, second product, third product. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3. I could go that all the way to the bottom, but you know, shortcuts. So I'm going to highlight them. Bottom here, there's a blue box that I'm going to click, and I'm going to extend the pattern all the way to the bottom here. Here we go. All right. And then I'm just going to delete the extras that I went too far on. Delete that. Jump up to the top here. So there's my count. So running total on the right-hand side here, I'm going to have a percentage of my products. So I'm going to go equal signs formula, that first cell, go all the way to the left, divided by the maximum number. So max, and then a bracket, parentheses. I'm going to select column A, and then I'm going to close the parentheses. I'm going to hit enter. And Google will want to auto-suggest the formula, and I like this one, so I'm going to go, yep, check mark, I like that. And then I'm going to select column G. I'm going to turn that to a percentage. Wonderful. And then I'm going to select column G and F, and I'm just going to get rid, for simple math, I'm going to get rid of the decimals. I'll just round. From this so far, already I can see that first product, 23% of my earning comes from 1% of the products I make, actually 0.5. And 47% of my products, of my earnings, comes from 1% of my products. So out of all the products I've made, only 1% accounts for this income. And in fact, for me, if I go down here, right, my first 10 products, 90% of my earnings on TPT comes from 5% of the kinds of products I make. So rather than cranking out product after product, I need to be strategic and figure out what kind of products to make and figure out why that's working and then do more of that, or figure out how to promote that, or figure out how to optimize that. I do want to have a graph though, so I'll show you how I did that. I'm going to create a fancy title. So I'm going to call this product number and title. And I'm going to go for a formula equals, I'm going to go to that first here, and then I'm going to hit the ampersand side, a quotation mark for a string, a period, a space, and then I'm going to go close quotation mark, close the string, another ampersand sign, and then I'm going to select the product title, and I'm going to hit enter. So now I have a column that has the product number. So that's the order that I made the product. So this was the 45th product I made, and the product title, and I'm going to accept this autofills with clicking the check mark. Boom. All right. So now I'm just going to select, and the order of that selection here, that it matters. So I'm going to select column H for my product title. I'm going to hold the control key down, and I'm going to click on sum of earnings, column D. Boom. So I've made 2 of those. I'm going to click on insert chart. And now I have a chart, a very pretty chart. In fact, I'm going to actually right click on this. No, I'm going to click on these 3 dots. I'm going to click on move to own sheet. Here we go. So here's the chart that I showed you at the beginning. And I'm going to draw your attention down here. Product 45, the 45th product I made, is making that gigantic amount, like 25% of my income. And then product 15 is making 25% of my income. So what I want to say here is, sometimes you hear on the internet, TPT gurus and YouTubers will say, oh, you need 50 products or 100 products to start generating sales, or you need 200 products. Maybe, maybe not. Really what it is there's a couple of products in your store that are doing the bulk of your sales generation. And that's what we need to focus on. We need to be smart about this. We need to optimize our effort. But the reason why this number sign is important here is because it kind of shows you, like, if you see that some of these ladder numbers, like it's like you have 200 products in your store and this is product 180, then chances are like think about that, like the order of the products that you created. It gives you an idea about whether you're heading in the right direction or not. And obviously there's more to this than not. Like your first product might be a seasonal product. And maybe you've tried to create different seasonal variations and it's not working. Then it might be not just looking at that first product, but looking at the first couple of products and seeing where that trend is, right? Like I find this data fascinating. I'm going to talk about now what my strategy is to boost those top products. Because if I go back here, I already knew that my mega bundle for reading was my top seller, and then comes my 6Cs products. I already knew that. But what this spreadsheet gives us is a scale of proportion, right? Cranking out product after product after product may not be the best idea unless it's intentional. And for me, one of the things that I realized earlier was that because my reading strategy product, because that reading strategy product is doing well, I try to create products that upsell to that. So here's what I mean by that. We already know what our top sellers are. It's just a sense of proportion that we're looking at here. But I know from best sellers, like my top seller here, at least right now, is that reading comprehension strategies. Isn't that interesting that here over all time, my best sellers that, you can't see it from there. My best seller here is Growth Mindset Mega Bundle. That's over all time. But on TPT, it's not showing up at the top here. So TPT must be sorting this based on a shorter time period or based on other metrics as well. Magic sauce, magic black box stuff. But I need to create products that go, if I'm creating constant products, which I am, I need to sell products that upsell to this product line because I know that this works well. People will buy these and they like these products. So either create more of these or create products that upsell to these. I could create a new variation for my 6Cs products, and I probably should, but strategically, I'm not going to. And the reason why I'm not going to is because I'm going to spend 80% of my time on my main focus And then 20% of my time, I'm going to spend tinkering around with other ideas. So this is where we get distracted. Like, oh, I should make another one of this, or oh, I should do this. Figure out what your strategy is and then focus on that, but spend a little bit of time, that 20% time, to tinker around in magic. This isn't me. This is like Google 20% time. And you'll see other people talking about this strategy, this approach. So this reading strategy bundle, one of the things that I'm trying to do, like if you've already spent time optimizing the covers and the images, then maybe what you need is to get more qualified buyers to check out your product. And if you're on Facebook and you go in those Facebook groups that are about your product, that's a great spot to serve. If you're allowed to drop in your product link or allowed to lead to a lead magnet for your MailChimp lists, that's a great strategy. Directly leading to a product might work, or maybe you need to cultivate that relationship by sending them to a sign-up form. And then from that sign-up form, they get a free product, and that free product has a link to that. Things to consider. But my strategy is, I like the internet. I like websites. That's what I'm comfortable with. So my strategy is to create websites on the internet that point back to my store. So one of the things that I'm trying, I have a 100-day challenge where I think in October, I started to create this website, this readingstrategies.ca website, where I basically, if they click on a link, I'm repurposing some of the content I have from my store, and I'm putting it here because I want this content to rank on Google. And this content, if I go to Google Search Console here, I can see by clicking on search results exactly what people are typing in Google to find my products. So then I can go to those pages and I can optimize those pages. So for example, here, I know that making connections lesson plans, it showed up on Google search 69 times and 6 people were searching for making connections lesson plans. 6 of them clicked on my resource, and then I can also figure out how many of them go into TPT. So this is my strategy here where I'm trying to track down creating my own land, my empire, on land that I own, on a domain that I control, and then I'm sending that to TPT. It's starting to work out. So if I go into traffic and I know custom range here, I can go to December 31st here, apply that, and Google, there we go. So I have a custom UTM code, reading strategies 100-day challenge, and I can see that 7% of the people who click through purchase. I don't entirely trust TPT's data here because of some experiments that I've done in some other episodes. So one of the things that I have started to do is I've started to track in my own spreadsheet. I've automated this. So basically, when someone goes to my reading website and they click on this link that goes to TPT, right? I've set it up. So by clicking on this link to go to TPT, give it a second to load here, that should automatically show up in here, right? Here's January 1st, it is 3:50. So I've set it up to capture that data in a Google Sheet. And then I've also set it up that every time TPT emails me and says, hey, you've made a sale, I've set it up so that that gets sent and captured in a TPT sale here. And the reason why I've done that is because I don't entirely trust that when you buy a product that TPT captures the data correctly, but I was super excited to see here. So for example, I bolded someone here on the 27th at 21 o'clock, so 9:59. They clicked on this link to get the lesson here. And this link was here, I'll show you right now. It was on this page. So they landed on this page and then they clicked on get the lesson, and my website captured it here. And I'll just highlight this in yellow. There we go. And then a few minutes later, they purchased this bundle. So the bundle that includes this product. Let's give it a second here. So this is all of my SEL stories. So they didn't just buy that product. I upsold them basically. All right, so I'm going to put this as green in TPT colors. There we go, green. And I was super excited. So that's the 27th. So if I go to TPT here and I change this to the 27th, super excited to see that TPT caught that. So that means that TPT caught, I'm thrilled to see this. There was a link, someone went to the TPT store and then they bought the bundle And I'm happy to see that TPT caught that. I also know that TPT here, I had another one. Here we go. I'm going to show you another example here. So on December 28th, I'll highlight this in yellow. Someone went to the Reading Strategies website and they visited this repair and comprehension page. So they landed on this page, they clicked on get the lesson, they read it, they clicked on get the lesson, and then I can see that the product ID here, they purchased that product ID. So let's just highlight this in green. Right? And they purchased, if I go here, they ended up buying this reading comprehension product, $4. And I can see that the product income's not here, but this was on December 28th. So if I go back here to my dashboard and I change this to December 28th only and I hit apply, there I can see it, $320. So that's the commission, the earnings that I made from that sale. So I like this because I can see if people, I can hold TPT account, the data sort of accountable to double check that it's working. So I like that the UTMs are working here, but here's a really interesting one. So on December 28th, someone clicked on my Reading Strategies website. So I'll just click on that yellow and they landed on, or they exited from this page with the Reading Strategies list. And then here's the mega bundle. They clicked in, they went to that mega bundle. And then the next thing I see here is I see a TPT sale. I'm just going to highlight that in green. So I can see the product IDs are identical. So I think this is actually the same purchase. They landed at 2:57 Eastern time. And then about half an hour later, they made a purchase of this bundle. But this product here, if I go, this was on December 28th here. On December 28th, that doesn't show up here in this UTM code. But I feel pretty confident in saying that, yeah, that's actually probably a purchase from it. So maybe they went to that page and then they clicked back and then they went back to buy it. And I think sometimes that messes up the TPT metrics, the way they count it. But this, to me, I'm counting as a sale from the website, even though the UTMs don't show it. So bottom line for me, my strategy right now, and it seems to be working, is I'm creating this Reading Strategies website where I'm not relying on TPT to send me traffic. I'm making my own traffic. People are going on Google search, they come into my website, and then I send them to TPT. And it seems to be working. You may not be making a website. You might have a better, quicker strategy, which is if you're comfortable with going to Facebook groups and you're listening to those conversations because you teach that grade level, and then that form allows you to put a link to your product, yeah, definitely do that, right? Or send them to your website to cultivate that mailing list so you can keep that relationship with them. But I think if I know from this picture here, if I go back to the chart, if I know that these are my top sellers, then I need to first focus on optimizing that content on TPT, making this as great as I can. And if I've already made it as great as I can, then I need to be sending traffic to that, whether it's by creating products that maybe upsell to that, right? Or by going out and doing marketing and sending traffic over here. I feel like I had something else to say, but I can't really remember where it was. So I'm going to stop it there. No, I have something super exciting for you. I'm going to show you something that I've been working on behind the scenes with a few people in the SEOtpreneur community. I'm working on a secret WordPress theme. So I know some of you have tried WordPress and you're not really sure where to start with WordPress. So I have a solution for that. This could be your TPT website. So basically what I'm doing is I'm creating hosting and I'm creating websites like this, affordable tools for TPT sellers like you. You get the theme and then you just tweak the wording here, right? So that it matches your stuff. Yeah, there's a blog in here. Everyone loves a sale. But if I go to the math resources, for example, and I click on this, this is a custom post type where basically, I wonder if I can edit it. Here, let's try to edit this. Will you let me? Okay, so let's log in here. I'll show you what the backend looks like here. WordPress. Oops. All right, so reload the page now that I've logged in. I'm going to edit this product. So basically, there is a template where I type a bunch of stuff in here. I upload my featured image. I scroll down here. I tell TPT where I want it to go to. And then when I view this product, I've set up the website to do the magic. And basically it sets up the layout here where this is this stuff here. Well, that's just the excerpt. Let's scroll down here. So if I go down here to the excerpt, right, here's my excerpt in 1 or 2 sentences. You describe your product, that shows up here. And then this is where you write more stuff. Well, yeah, this is where you write more stuff, right? So basically what I want to do is, because I know that we need to create our own traffic, especially because TPT search is changing and maybe your traffic from TPT is drying up, then we need to sort of figure out alternative solutions, right? And so my goal here is to create a simple product where basically you just tweak the words, put in your own images, and then boom, you have your website. Obviously, there's more to that, more than just simply doing that. This is my EduCircle's website. And if I go into Google Search Console, where all the magic happens, this website, I think the domain's been around for a while. I've been doing TPT stuff for a couple of years now. So in the last 3 months, so let's change this to the last 28 days, right? So every month, I'm getting 4,000 people clicking from Google search terms onto my website. And then some of those people click and they go to the TPT website. And if you know from watching the masterclass on TPT search, you know that fresh content is a ranking factor for Google. So every now and then I will go to my website and I'll update this page and I'll send it to Google and I'll say, hey, I changed this page. And then like in the next couple hours, I'll make a sale on this product. And this is an established website. Okay, so I'm not saying that the moment you make a website, you're going to have instant sales, right? So this Reading Strategies website, nope. This Reading Strategies website, I started in October, but I had an unfair advantage because I had another website that I controlled and I pointed traffic to the reading strategy, and that helped it rank up. And those are some things that we can do. We can talk about that in the SEOtpreneur community. If you have an existing website, it takes some time, but if you already have it, then it's just the longer your domain's on the internet and the more content that you put up there that's relevant, and as long as it's good, high quality content and Google sees you as an authority on this kind of stuff, then you rank higher in Google. And now we're getting our own traffic, and traffic is half the battle. All right, I've monologued enough. Bottom line, let's wrap it up, Mike. Here is this freebie that I have. And basically this freebie, when you get it, will look like this, right? It's just this table here, and the pivot table will be blank and the chart will be blank. And all you need to do is you just click up here in the top, you go File, Import, Upload, Browse, find that My Product Stats, open it up, wait a second, scroll down here. This is the key here. You have to be in cell A1 and you click on Replace Data at Selected Cell, Import Data. Boom. All of your data shows up in here. Boom. All of your stuff is here. Boom. Here's your chart. But yeah, that is going to be available on the SEOtpreneur website. I'll put a link in the video description. But what's really important here is it's only available to people who have subscribed on the channel. Turn that off. Right? I have 388 subscribers. The moment that we're able to hit 500 subscribers, I think there's a section here that will say community. And in that community, I think I can put like a message about a secret password on how to download this file. So if you like data, or if you liked being able to see this kind of stuff, this 80-20 chart, then please subscribe to the channel. Share it with like-minded colleagues in your TPT groups, in your forums, wherever they are, because the more people we get to this channel, the more likely we are able to get 500 subscribers, and then the quicker you'll be able to get this freebie and do it with your own data. Alternatively, watch through the video again, pause it at the right spots, and you'll be able to create your own spreadsheet. If you have any questions, ask below, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Okay, so I say that a lot, eh? Okay, so. Oh. So, I don't know what to say as a transition word. Okay. I have uploaded my TPT. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put this on the left-hand side. Ah! All right. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to say here. Oh, I do know what I'm going to say here. I don't know what I'm going to say next. I had more to say. I had a lot more to say. I gotta figure this out. Oh, yeah. Okay. I know what I'm going to say. Beep, 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 beep. Undo. Do, 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 do. All right.